Ogre's Cantina in Disney's Hollywood Studios is one of the most sought-after reservations that you can get at Walt Disney World. But is it worth the hassle of trying to get hold of a reservation? My name is Martin, and I'm going to talk you through my 2 experiences of visiting Ogre's Cantina. First, let's talk about how you can actually get a reservation at Ogre's Cantina. So what you need to do is, as soon as you get your booking, you need to link your reference number for your booking. So that's either your park tickets, or if you have a package where you're staying on site at a Walt Disney World hotel or partner hotel, if you're booking it as part of the package, you then link that to your My Disney experience. Now, if this is your first time going over there, if you have another login for Disney Plus, for example, or Shop Disney, you can use that. It works across all of the Disney logins. So you use that and then log in, and then what you want to do is set up profiles for everyone. Once you've done that, then you can start making reservations 60 days in advance. Now, this 60 days depends on where you are staying. If you're staying off-site, you can make your reservation 60 days in advance of the day that you want to dine, the day you want to go to Ogre's Cantina. If you're staying in one of Disney's own hotels, then what you can do is you can book up to 60 days in advance from the day that you check in. If, for example, you're arriving on the 1st of August, your booking window will open 60 days before that, but it will cover the length of your stay. So, for example, you wanted to make a reservation for the 5th of August for Ogre's, then you can actually do that when the 60 days is before 1st of August. You get what I mean? Yep. Now, Ogre's Cantina is one of those ones that does go really, really quickly. Disney did update the system to make it a bit easier to search for times. Beforehand, it was very narrow times, but now you can look for things like just breakfast, lunch, and dinner time. Obviously, you don't really do breakfast. It's a bar. It's not Wetherspoons at the airport, so you can't be going there too early in the morning. But you can have a little look and see from the times from that. If you're looking to go to Ogre's, along with some of the other sort of highly sought-after reservations, then as soon as that booking window opens, make sure it's one of the first things that you book. Again, you don't have to do it in date order. Do it in the order of when you actually want to go to Ogre's. So, for example, again, if your booking window opens 60 days before the 1st of August, but actually you want to go on the 9th of August, start booking that one before you start booking stuff for the 1st and 2nd, if it's just like a regular kind of restaurant that doesn't get as booked out as quickly. Next tip is be flexible with your dates and your times. Yes, you might want to go on a particular day to Ogre's Cantina, but if there's no availability, just look at any time during your stay. You can always change the day that you go to Galaxy's Edge. Now that park hopping is available at any time of the day, you don't have to wait till 2 p.m. It means that you could start in a different park. You could start in Magic Kingdom, and if you had a reservation at, say, 12 o'clock, you could start Magic Kingdom early in the morning and then hop over there ready for your trip to Galaxy's Edge and to Ogre's Cantina. Just be really flexible. Don't be too precious about the time and the date that you go. Divide and conquer. If you're going as part of a group, then, and it's quite a big group, because it's pretty small inside, look at doing a couple of reservations. So, for example, if you're a group of 10, then maybe look at doing 2 groups of 5. If you're a group of 8, then again, maybe look at doing 2 reservations of 4. Yes, it does mean that you're not going to be sat next to each other, but it means you're actually going to get a reservation. So if no reservations are coming up for larger party sizes, try splitting them into 2. If you do that, what you'll need to do is you'll need to make 2 reservations under 2 different people. So, for example, if it was me as the lead guest for one of the groups, I would then need someone else in my group to make the second reservation, because I can't hold 2 reservations at the same time for the same restaurant. Keep an eye out on last-minute availability as well. So we know with Disney, if you don't show up, that's why it's very, very important to check into all of your restaurants. If you don't show up, Disney will charge you a fee. So what happens is that people do cancel around 24 hours in advance. So just keep checking it and keep checking it. Also, if you have booked your trip with us, we have a brilliant reservation system. So we let you book all of your restaurant reservations and your bars and things like that you can do 60 days in advance. If you, for example, can't get hold of a Ogre's Cantina reservation, we have a little AI bot that works and gets those reservations for you. So all you need to do is you speak to your Orlando guru after you've made the reservation. Say, I've tried to get an Ogre's Cantina reservation. Is there anything you can do for me? We will then set up a tracker, and it will track for the time that you're there. And if a reservation becomes available, we'll go in and make that reservation for you. Okay? So it is a unique service that you only get when you book through Orlando Insider. Ogre's Cantina is in Galaxy's Edge, which is in Disney's Hollywood Studios. So before you even get to the Cantina, you're already immersed in the world of Star Wars. And it is such an immersive area. Every time I've gone to the Cantina, I have always gone on one of the attractions beforehand. So the last time I went, I managed to go on to Rise of the Resistance. They had a few minutes beforehand and then went and checked in. You need to check in on your phone. You need to do this with all of the restaurants that you reserve. So what you do is when you arrive, you stand outside, you get your phone out. You then say that you are here. You might need to switch on GPS. Sometimes it requires you to put on GPS onto your phone. Once you say that you're there, it lets the cast members know that you've arrived, and then what they do is they shout out your name when your table is ready. They then walk you into the Cantina, and once you go inside, wow, it is such an amazing, immersive experience. There are spaces at the bar where you stand up, and there are also tables as well. If you're in a smaller group, you may end up sharing a table. So we were a group of 3 of us, and we ended up sharing a table with quite a few other people. So there was about 8 people, I think. Doesn't mean you have to kind of get on and start speaking to all these other people, but just be warned that you may be sat with other people during your stay in Ogre's Cantina. Now, there is a time limit of only 45 minutes whilst you're in there. That is either enough time to go and have one really chilled out drink and then wander around and take in all the environment, or 2 drinks, maybe drink a bit quicker, try out some different stuff, and still have a little bit of a look around. This really is one of the places where you are going to feel like you are absolutely in a Star Wars film. Other than you are surrounded, obviously, by a load of tourists, okay? It does sort of slightly distract from it because you'll basically be there with a load of people who are wearing Mickey Mouse and Goofy t-shirts and hats and things like that. But if you kind of take all that to one side, you are basically in outer space, and you are at Black Spire Outpost and in Ogre's Cantina. The crew that work there, the cast members that work there, they all have like a backstory that you can sort of talk to them about. So they are quite really highly trained. So they're not just people who work in a bar. They also have the backstory. So for example, if you ask them like how your day's going, they go, "Oh yeah, Ogre's been working really hard today," or "We had some people come in from Tatooine," that kind of stuff. So they're really kind of quite immersed in the whole folklore and mythology of Black Spire Outpost. Now, one of the most iconic scenes in any of the Star Wars films is the Mos Eisley Cantina. And if you're expecting it to be like that and it's full of different aliens, it's not really. There are kind of like creatures in jars and things like that, but it is pretty much inhabited by humanoids, by us humans. You do have the DJ, which I'll get onto in a second, but majority of the things that you're going to see there are going to be humans. You will get occasionally characters walking around, so we have had sort of like lieutenants from the First Order come around and interrogate us, and also stormtroopers have come into the bar as well, but don't expect it to be full up of aliens like you get in the film. Anyone who remembers the original version of Star Tours will remember Rex, and Rex was your pilot, and it was his first day, and probably yours too, as well. And he has now left working in Star Tours and is now a DJ. So Rex is in charge of all the music you're going to be hearing whilst you're in the Cantina. And he has a bit of a chat as well. And he does add in a few lines from Star Tours. And he is really cool for kind of old people like me who really loved the original Star Tours, right? Really love the current version of it as well, but really like the original version of it. So it is a great thing to have a Rex up there spinning the tunes. There are so many little hints and Easter eggs towards all of the Star Wars films that you can see. Plus also just so many little bits of hidden detail in the bar. You could spend a long time just walking around. I actually, last time I went, spent more time walking around as opposed to actually having the drinks. I had one drink and then just kind of walked around the entire time. It is quite a small bar, though, which explains why there's not particularly a huge amount of availability when you try and book. So let's talk about the drinks options, so you can have the consumptions with alcohol and without alcohol. So you can also have things like just regular beer. The one thing that they do better over in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is that there is no outside brand, whereas in Galaxy's Edge, it's all Powerade and Coca-Cola products. So the cocktails are all kind of made with brand names that you kind of know. So it kind of distracts a little bit away from it, in my point of view, is that you've got these exotic outer space cocktails, but they're made with Powerade and Coca-Cola products. So, okay, it brings you down to earth a little bit. But I suppose it's a quick and short way of working out if you're going to like the taste or not. Some of the most popular ones are the Hyperdrive Punch It, and this one again sort of has the Powerade in. I have had the Jabba Juice, and this has the little balls inside, the little the similar ones that what you get over in Avatar. And it just makes it a really kind of different experience because you're kind of like chewing on something occasionally when you sort of suck them up through the straws. And then for my second drink, I had the Blue Bantha. And this is the Bantha milk that you get outside. So the blue milk that you can get outside in Galaxy's Edge. But it also comes with a really cool cookie on the top. So it does actually look really, really cool. And it is quite a nice taste. It is quite a divisive taste. I know people who hate the taste of it. I really like it. But if you're not sure you're going to like it, maybe buy one outside because it's a bit cheaper outside. Try it. If you like it, great, fantastic, have it in there. You also get a cookie as well, so double bubble really, isn't it? The other one I've tried is the Cliff Dweller, and this has ginger beer in it, and ginger beer is one of my favourite soft drinks, and also great with alcohol as well. There are lots of alcoholic cocktails as well to choose. Me personally, I don't drink a huge amount of alcohol whilst I'm in Orlando because of the heat and the humidity. But it is air conditioned in there, and if you fancy having a little drink, then why not? There's also beer as well, if you want something a bit more earthly. But I think most people who go there, they generally go for the different concoctions and the cocktails. But you do see a few people having themselves a nice beer too. There is food. I didn't really see a huge amount of people ordering the food. It's sort of like little planches and platters. So it's like antipasti kind of things. It does kind of mean that you probably are going to be only going to have one drink because you're going to have the food and the drink. It's probably going to slow you down a bit. So if you want to try a few different drinks in your 45 minutes, then maybe just stick to the drinks and have some snacks elsewhere. Overall, I think that Ogre's Cantina is an amazing experience, and it is something that I do every single time that I go to Walt Disney World. I'd really recommend going there, and just follow the tips I gave you beforehand to try and get yourself a reservation. And don't forget, if you can't get a reservation and you have booked with us, then we'll try and find that reservation for you. So just let us know. So just let your personal Orlando guru know, and we'll set off our little AI bot to try and make you a reservation. Hopefully you found that interesting and helpful. If you can leave us a comment or a rating review, a like, a thumbs up, or anything like that, that would be fantastic, and it really helps us to get these videos out to as many people as possible. If you'd like us to help you book and plan your trip over to Orlando, which includes that dining reservation help where we'll all do the tracking for you, plus you'll also get your crowd calendars so you know which park to visit on each day, and that's going to save you loads of time, plus your park planner as well. So that's going to tell you the best way of visiting each park, and that can save you up to 4 hours each day. If you want to get in touch with us, please use the link in the show notes or visit orlandoinsider.co.uk. That's Orlando Insider, all one word, .co.uk. For now, have a magical day.